Welcome to the channel, where today we're diving headfirst into a numismatic mystery so gripping, so shrouded in secrecy and strangeness, that it's captivated collectors, historians, and conspiracy theorists alike for nearly 2 decades. What if a single, seemingly ordinary 5-cent coin from 2006 holds secrets so profound that it could rewrite our understanding of the U.S. Mint's operations, exposing a web of errors, oversights, and hidden truths that defy explanation? Picture this: the 2060 Jefferson nickel, a coin you might have held in your hand without a second thought. But what if I told you that beneath its unassuming surface lies a labyrinth of minting anomalies, bizarre production mishaps, and tantalizing clues that have turned this humble piece of change into one of the most enigmatic artifacts in modern coin collecting? Let's start at the heart of the mystery, the year 2006, a time when the U.S. Mint was churning out billions of coins at its Denver facility. Yet something went inexplicably wrong, something that numismatists still whisper about in hushed tones at coin shows and online forums, as if speaking too loudly might unravel the fragile threads of this unsolved puzzle. The 2060 nickel, at first glance, seems like any other, featuring Thomas Jefferson's stoic profile on the obverse and the elegant Monticello on the reverse. But look closer, and you'll find that some of these coins are anything but ordinary. They're riddled with errors so peculiar, so inexplicable, that they've sparked a firestorm of fascination and speculation. Imagine a coin where the mint mark, that tiny D denoting Denver, is inexplicably misaligned, sitting at an angle that defies the mint's rigid quality control standards, as if it were deliberately placed to taunt those who notice. How could such a blatant mistake slip through the cracks of a system designed to catch even the smallest imperfections? But the anomalies don't stop there. Collectors have uncovered specimens with doubled features, where Jefferson's eye or the columns of Monticello appear ghostly, as if the die itself was haunted by a shadow of its own creation, a phenomenon known as die doubling that's so pronounced on some 2060 nickels that experts have spent years debating whether it was an accident or something more deliberate, perhaps a test gone awry or a secret experiment buried in the mint's confidential logs. Then there are the planchet flaws, coins struck on improperly prepared metal discs, leaving surfaces that shimmer with strange textures or bear faint, almost imperceptible impressions of other designs, as if the ghost of a different coin lingered in the press, whispering secrets of a production run gone haywire. And what about the die clashes, those eerie instances where the obverse and reverse dies collided without a planchet between them, leaving faint outlines of Monticello's steps on Jefferson's cheek or traces of his hair on the reverse, like a numismatic crime scene frozen in time? These errors, each one more bizarre than the last, have fueled an obsession among collectors who've spent countless hours scouring pocket change, estate sales, and bank rolls, driven by the tantalizing possibility that they might stumble upon a 2016 nickel with an anomaly so rare it could redefine the coin's legacy. But the mystery deepens when you consider the historical context. 2006 was a year of transition for the U.S. Mint, with new designs rolling out to celebrate Jefferson's legacy, including the return to Monticello reverse, a nod to the classic nickel design after years of commemorative changes. Yet amidst this carefully orchestrated production, something slipped through, something that shouldn't have been possible in a facility known for its precision. Rumors swirl of lost die trials, experimental strikes that were never meant to leave the mint, coins struck on experimental planchets or with prototype dies that somehow escaped into circulation, defying every protocol in place to prevent such breaches. Could these be the source of the invisible initials some collectors claim to see under high magnification, tiny letters or symbols that don't match any known mint employee's mark? And what of the shadowed devices, those strange, almost ethereal outlines around Jefferson's profile or Monticello's dome, which some insist are the result of overpolished dies or clandestine test runs, while others whisper of sabotage or even a cover-up within the mint itself? The stories grow wilder with every retelling, like the tale of a collector in Ohio who found a 2016 nickel with a mint mark that appeared to float above the surface, defying the laws of metallurgy, or the numismatist in Colorado who discovered a coin with a reverse so misaligned it seemed to belong to another denomination entirely, as if the mint's presses were possessed by some chaotic force that day. Experts have weighed in, their analyses only deepening the intrigue. One prominent numismatist, after studying a coin with a doubled obverse under a microscope, declared it unlike any error I've seen in 40 years, suggesting the possibility of a unique die pairing that was never documented, while another theorized that a batch of 2060 nickels might have been struck during an unauthorized night shift, a rogue operation hidden from official records. These discoveries raise chilling questions. How could a mint with such stringent oversight produce coins with such glaring inconsistencies, and why do so many of these errors seem to cluster around this one year, this one denomination, this one mint mark? The deeper you dig, the more the 2016 nickel feels like a numismatic Pandora's box, each anomaly peeling back another layer of mystery, from coins with inexplicably smooth edges to those with faint, ghost-like impressions that seem to shift under different lighting, as if the coin itself is alive, guarding its secrets. Collectors have become consumed, some spending decades chasing rumors of a holy grail specimen, a 2016 nickel with a combination of errors so unique it could only have been struck under circumstances the mint refuses to acknowledge, perhaps a coin that was never meant to exist, a relic of a forgotten experiment or a deliberate act of defiance by a rogue minter. The hunt for these coins has turned into a modern-day treasure quest, with collectors sharing cryptic tips in online forums, analyzing grainy photos of potential finds, and debating whether the mint's silence on these anomalies is a matter of bureaucratic oversight or something far more sinister. Could there be a vault somewhere in Denver, locked away, holding records of a production run that was hushed up to avoid scandal? The emotional weight of this pursuit is palpable. For some, it's not just about the coin but the story it tells, a story of human error, ambition, and the relentless drive to uncover the truth in a world where even the smallest objects can hold monumental secrets. Every new discovery, a coin with a misaligned mint mark, a doubled die, or a planchet flaw so subtle it's only visible under 50x magnification, adds fuel to the fire, pushing collectors to question what else might be out there, waiting in a forgotten drawer or a dusty coin jar, ready to rewrite the history of American numismatics. The 2016 nickel isn't just a coin, it's a riddle, a challenge, a whisper from the past that dares us to keep looking, to keep questioning, to keep chasing the possibility that somewhere, in the vast sea of loose change, lies a piece of history that was never meant to see the light of day, a coin that holds the key to unlocking a mystery that has haunted the numismatic world for nearly 2 decades and shows no signs of letting go. The saga of the 2065-cent USA coin continues to unravel like a thread pulled from a tapestry of secrets, each tug revealing darker, more intricate layers of mystery that have kept numismatists, historians, and treasure hunters on edge, consumed by the question, what if the anomalies of this coin aren't mere accidents, but fragments of a hidden chapter in the U.S. mint's history, a chapter buried in whispers of experimental strikes, suppressed reports, and coins that slip through the cracks of a system designed to be infallible. As we plunge deeper into this numismatic enigma, the 2016 nickel transforms from a simple piece of change into a relic of obsession, its surface etched with clues that defy logic and ignite the imagination. Consider the chilling tales of coins with mint marks that appear to shimmer or shift under certain angles of light, as if the D itself were a mirage, or the specimens discovered with faint, almost imperceptible scratches that some swear form cryptic patterns, hinting at a minter's secret signature or an intentional mark left for reasons unknown. These anomalies, far from random, seem to pulse with purpose, as if the coin itself is daring us to ask, how could a minting process, honed over centuries, produce such a constellation of errors in a single year, and why does the Denver Mint, known for its precision, lie at the heart of this storm? The historical backdrop only thickens the plot. 2006 was a year when the mint was navigating a delicate balance, reintroducing the classic Monticello design while under pressure to modernize and innovate, yet somewhere in the clatter of presses and the hum of machinery, something went awry, something that left behind coins with double dies so pronounced that Jefferson's profile seems to stare with 2 sets of eyes, or Monticello's steps appear to climb into an alternate dimension. These doubled features, caused by misaligned or overworked dies, are no mere quirks, they're like fingerprints of a production run gone rogue, with some collectors speculating that these dies were used in secret test strikes, perhaps during late-night shifts when oversight was lax, or even as part of an unauthorized experiment to push the boundaries of minting technology. Then there are the planchet flaws, coins struck on metal discs that seem to have been kissed by chaos, some bear strange, almost oily sheens, while others carry faint impressions of designs that don't belong, as if the planchet had been recycled from a failed run of another denomination, a ghostly echo of a quarter or dime haunting the nickel's surface. The die clashes add another layer of intrigue, with coins showing bizarre overlays. Imagine Jefferson's cheek imprinted with the faint outline of Monticello's columns, or the reverse bearing traces of his hair, as if the dies themselves collided in a moment of mechanical rebellion, leaving behind a numismatic crime scene that collectors can't stop analyzing. These errors have sparked wild theories, from tales of a disgruntled mint employee sabotaging production to rumors of a covert die trial meant to test new alloys or designs, only to be hushed up when coins escaped into circulation. The collector community, already a hotbed of passion and paranoia, has been set ablaze by these discoveries, with stories circulating of a numismatist in Nevada who found a 2016 nickel with a mint mark so distorted it looked like a different letter entirely, prompting heated debates about whether it was a flaw or a deliberate alteration. Another tale tells of a coin found in a Wyoming vending machine, its obverse so misaligned that Jefferson's face seemed to slide off the edge, a striking error so dramatic it's been dubbed the Phantom Jefferson by those who've seen it, each story fueling the obsession to uncover more. Experts have pored over these coins, their findings only deepening the mystery. One numismatist, using advanced spectrometry, discovered trace elements in a 2016 nickels alloy that didn't match standard mint specifications, suggesting a batch of planchets might have been sourced from an unrecorded supplier, while another found microscopic tool marks that hint at manual tampering, as if someone at the mint had tried to erase evidence of a mistake. These revelations raise haunting questions. Was the mint experimenting with new techniques in 2006, only to lose control of the results? Could a batch of these coins have been struck during a power surge or equipment malfunction that went unreported? And what of the whispers of a lost die, a legendary pair of obverse and reverse dies that produced a handful of nickels with such unique errors they've become the stuff of numismatic legend, sought after like the Ark of the Covenant? Collectors have turned into detectives, scouring coin rolls, flea markets, and obscure auction listings, driven by the thrill of the hunt and the fear that the next great find might be the last. The emotional pull of this chase is undeniable. It's not just about the coin, but the stories it carries, the lives it's touched, the late nights spent under magnifying glasses, the heated debates in dimly lit coin shops, and the tantalizing possibility that somewhere out there, in a child's piggy bank or a forgotten jar, lies a 2016 nickel with an anomaly so extraordinary it could unlock the truth behind a mint scandal that's been buried for nearly 2 decades. The coins themselves seem to pulse with secrets, from those with invisible initials that only appear under ultraviolet light to others with ghost-like impressions that shift with the angle, as if the coin is alive, guarding its origins. Every discovery tightens the grip of this mystery, pulling us deeper into a world where a single nickel isn't just currency, but a key to a hidden history, a testament to human error, ambition, and the relentless pursuit of answers in a sea of questions that only grows vaster with each passing year, leaving us to wonder, what else is out there, waiting to be found, and what will it reveal about the shadowy corners of the U.S. Mint's past? Next, prepare to be pulled into a numismatic abyss so deep and perplexing that it's left collectors, historians, and conspiracy theorists sleepless, haunted by a single, burning question: what if a tiny, overlooked mistake in 2012 turned an ordinary 5-cent coin into one of the rarest and most mysterious artifacts ever struck by the U.S. Mint? A coin so steeped in anomalies and secrets that it could unravel a hidden chapter of American minting history. The 2012 D. Jefferson nickel, a seemingly mundane piece of pocket change, hides a labyrinth of minting errors, production anomalies, and whispered legends that have transformed it into a holy grail for numismatists, a coin that defies explanation and beckons us to question everything we know about the Denver Mint's operations in that fateful year. Picture this: 2012, a year when the U.S. Mint was producing billions of coins with mechanical precision, yet something went inexplicably wrong, something that slipped past the watchful eyes of quality control and left behind a trail of nickels so bizarre they've sparked a frenzy of obsession and debate that shows no signs of fading. These coins, at first glance, bear the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and the stately Monticello on the reverse, but look closer, much closer, and you'll find a world of strangeness, mint marks that seem to float or shift under certain lights, as if the D for Denver was etched by a phantom hand, doubled features that give Jefferson's eye an eerie, almost lifelike depth or make Monticello's columns appear to waver like a mirage, and planchet flaws so peculiar they suggest the metal itself was tainted by some unknown force. How could such errors, misaligned strikes, die clashes, and ghostly impressions, escape a system designed to catch even the smallest imperfection, and what do they reveal about a year when the mint was supposedly at the height of its technological prowess? The historical context only deepens the mystery. 2012 was a year of economic recovery, with the mint under pressure to maintain efficiency while rolling out coins to meet a rebounding demand, yet amidst the clatter of presses and the hum of machinery, something slipped through, something that shouldn't have been possible. Collectors have uncovered 2012 D nickels with mint marks so misaligned they seem to defy the laws of physics, tilted at angles that no standard die should produce, prompting whispers of experimental dies or rogue production runs that were never meant to see the light of day. Then there are the die clashes, coins where the obverse and reverse dies collided without a planchet, leaving faint, haunting traces of Monticello's steps on Jefferson's cheek or wisps of his hair on the reverse, like a numismatic ghost story etched in metal. These clashes aren't just errors, they're clues to a production process gone awry, perhaps during a late-night shift when oversight was lax or during a test run that was hushed up to avoid scandal. The planchet flaws are even stranger. Some coins shimmer with an unnatural sheen, as if struck on metal meant for another purpose, while others bear faint impressions of designs that don't belong, suggesting recycled planchets or a mix-up in the mint's tightly controlled supply chain. And what of the doubled dies, where Jefferson's profile or Monticello's dome appears shadowed, as if the coin were struck twice by a die that wasn't supposed to exist? These anomalies have fueled a collector obsession that borders on mania, with stories circulating of a numismatist in Montana who found a 2012 D nickel with a mint mark that appeared to be inverted, sparking heated debates about whether it was a fluke or a deliberate mark left by a minter with a hidden agenda. Another tale tells of a coin discovered in a Denver parking lot, its obverse so misaligned that Jefferson's face seemed to slide off the edge, a striking error so dramatic it's been dubbed the Wandering Jefferson by those who've seen it, each story adding fuel to a fire that's been burning for over a decade. Experts have weighed in, their analyses only deepening the intrigue. One numismatist, using high-powered microscopy, found microscopic tool marks on a 2012 D nickel that suggested manual tampering, as if someone had tried to erase evidence of a mistake, while another discovered trace elements in the alloy that didn't match the mint standard specifications, hinting at a batch of planchets sourced from an unrecorded supplier or an experimental run gone wrong. These findings raise chilling questions. Was the Denver Mint testing new alloys or dyes in 2012, only to lose control of the results? Could a power surge or equipment malfunction have caused a batch of nickels to be struck with such bizarre errors, and why were these anomalies never documented in official reports? The rumors grow wilder with every retelling, from tales of a lost die, a legendary pair of obverse and reverse dies that produced a handful of nickels with such unique errors they've become the stuff of numismatic myth, to whispers of a covert mint operation, perhaps a test of new minting techniques that was buried to avoid public scrutiny. Collectors have turned into treasure hunters, scouring bank rolls, estate sales, and even vending machine change in a relentless quest for the next great find, driven by the thrill of discovery and the fear that the rarest specimens might still be out there, hiding in plain sight. The emotional weight of this chase is palpable. It's not just about the coin, but the stories it carries, the late nights spent poring over magnified images, the heated debates in online forums, and the tantalizing possibility that a single 2012 D nickel could unlock a secret the mint has kept hidden for years. Some coins bear invisible initials, visible only under ultraviolet light or extreme magnification, raising questions about whether they were left by a rogue minter or as part of a secret experiment. Others show ghost-like impressions that seem to shift with the angle of light, as if the coin itself is alive, guarding its origins. The collector community is abuzz with tales of shocking discoveries, like the coin found in a Texas pawn shop with a mint mark that appeared to be double-punched, defying all known mint protocols, or the specimen unearthed in a Colorado coin roll with a reverse so misaligned it seemed to belong to another denomination entirely. These findings have sparked wild theories, from sabotage by a disgruntled employee to government oversights that allowed experimental coins to slip into circulation, each theory more tantalizing than the last. The 2012 D nickel has become a symbol of the unknown, a tiny piece of metal that holds the power to unravel a mystery that's been quietly simmering for over a decade, pulling collectors deeper into a world where every anomaly is a clue, every error a story, and every coin a potential key to a truth that's been buried by time, bureaucracy, or something far more sinister. The hunt continues, with each new discovery, a coin with a shadowed device, a misaligned strike, or a planchet flaw so subtle it's barely visible, tightening the grip of this enigma, urging us to keep searching, to keep questioning, to keep chasing the possibility that somewhere, in a forgotten drawer or a dusty coin jar, lies a 2012 D nickel that was never meant to exist, a relic of a moment when the U.S. Mint's veil of perfection slipped, revealing a world of chaos, ambition, and secrets that still waits to be uncovered. Next, focusing on the 2012 D 5-cent USA coin, but diving deeper into unexplored facets of its mystery. This script will amplify the dramatic, suspenseful, and mysterious tone, exploring new theories, obscure collector stories, and previously unmentioned anomalies like off-metal strikes, overstruck errors, and potential ties to undocumented mint experiments, while maintaining the emotional and intellectual grip on the audience. The narrative will avoid referencing monetary value, focusing purely on the coin's enigmatic characteristics, historical context, and the obsessive treasure hunt it inspires, ensuring non-stop storytelling momentum with no disengagement points. Next, brace yourself for a plunge into the shadowy depths of a numismatic mystery so confounding it's turned the 2012 D. Jefferson nickel into a legend that haunts the dreams of collectors, historians, and conspiracy theorists alike, sparking a question that burns brighter with every passing year. What if a single, fleeting oversight in 2012 birthed a coin so riddled with secrets it could peel back the curtain on a hidden chapter of the U.S. Mint's history, revealing a world of chaos and ambition that was never meant to see the light of day? This unassuming 5-cent piece, struck in the Denver Mint, may look like any other nickel with Thomas Jefferson's stoic gaze and Monticello's graceful arches, but beneath its surface lies a web of minting errors, production anomalies, and whispered tales so bizarre they've transformed it into a numismatic enigma, a coin that challenges everything we thought we knew about the Mint's ironclad operations in 2012. Imagine this, a year when the Denver Mint was humming with precision, producing billions of coins to fuel a recovering economy, yet something slipped through the cracks, something so extraordinary that it's left numismatists scouring pocket change, bank rolls, and dusty coin jars in a relentless quest for answers, driven by the chilling possibility that a single 2012 D nickel could hold the key to a Mint scandal buried in the shadows. These coins are a gallery of the bizarre, mint marks that seem to flicker or shift under certain angles of light, as if the D was etched by a spectral force, doubled dies that give Jefferson's profile an eerie, almost sentient depth or make Monticello's columns ripple like a mirage, and planchet flaws so strange they suggest the metal itself was tainted, perhaps struck on discs meant for another denomination or forged from an alloy that defies official records. But the anomalies don't stop there. Collectors have uncovered coins with off-metal strikes, nickels mistakenly minted on copper or zinc planchets meant for pennies or dimes, creating hybrids that shouldn't exist, and others with overstruck errors, where faint traces of another coin's design lurk beneath Jefferson's face, like a ghost from a forgotten press run. How could such errors, misaligned strikes, die clashes, and shadowy impressions, evade the Mint's rigorous quality control, and what do they reveal about a year when the Denver facility was supposedly at its peak? The historical context only deepens the intrigue. 2012 was a year of economic rebound, with the Mint under pressure to maintain efficiency while meeting surging demand, yet amidst the relentless rhythm of presses, something went wrong, a glitch, a test, or perhaps something more deliberate that left behind coins that defy explanation. Collectors have found 2012 D nickels with mint marks so misaligned they seem to float above the surface, defying the laws of metallurgy, prompting whispers of experimental dies used in secret trials that were never logged. The die clashes are particularly haunting, with coins showing faint outlines of Monticello's steps on Jefferson's cheek or traces of his hair on the reverse, as if the dies collided in a moment of mechanical rebellion, leaving behind artifacts that collectors dissect like clues to a crime. Planchet flaws add another layer of mystery. Some coins shimmer with an unnatural, almost iridescent glow, while others bear faint impressions of designs that don't belong, suggesting recycled planchets or a catastrophic mix-up in the Mint supply chain. The double dies are mesmerizing, with Jefferson's eye or Monticello's dome appearing shadowed, as if the coin were struck twice by a die that wasn't meant to exist, fueling theories of rogue experiments or unauthorized night shifts. But the real shock comes from the off-metal strikes, coins struck on planchets meant for other denominations, like a 2012 D nickel found in Arizona with the weight and color of a penny, its coppery sheen a glaring anomaly that sparked heated debates about whether it was an accident or a deliberate test of new alloys. Then there are the overstruck errors, coins with faint traces of another design, perhaps a quarter or a dime, lurking beneath the nickel's surface, as if the planchet had been reused from a failed run, a numismatic palimpsest that hints at a production process gone haywire. These discoveries have turned collectors into obsessive sleuths, with stories circulating of a numismatist in New Mexico who found a 2012 D nickel with a mint mark that appeared to be triple-punched, an error so unprecedented it's been dubbed the Trinity nickel by those who've seen it, or the coin unearthed in a Utah flea market with an obverse so misaligned that Jefferson's face seemed to melt off the edge, nicknamed the Melting Jefferson in collector circles. Experts have weighed in, their analyses only thickening the plot. One numismatist, using electron microscopy, found microscopic striations on a 2012 D nickel that suggested it was struck with a die that had been hastily repaired, while another detected trace elements of silver in the alloy, a shocking deviation from the standard copper-nickel composition that hints at an undocumented experiment. These findings raise haunting questions. Was the Denver Mint testing new metals or dyes in 2012, only to lose control of the results? Could a mechanical failure, a power surge, or even sabotage have caused these errors, and why do official mint records remain silent on such glaring anomalies? Rumors swirl of a ghost die, a mythical pair of obverse and reverse dies that produced a handful of nickels with such unique errors they've become the holy grail of numismatics, sought after like a lost relic. Some whisper of a covert mint operation, perhaps a test of radical new minting techniques that was buried to avoid public scrutiny, while others speculate about a disgruntled employee slipping experimental coins into circulation as an act of defiance. The collector community is electric with these tales, with stories of a coin found in a Wyoming vending machine with an invisible S under the D mint mark, visible only under ultraviolet light, sparking theories of a dual mint error or a secret mark left by a minter with a hidden agenda. Another tale tells of a coin discovered in a Texas estate sale, its reverse showing a faint, ghostly outline of a different design, perhaps a test strike that was never meant to escape, fueling debates about whether the mint was experimenting with prototype designs in 2012. The emotional pull of this hunt is visceral. It's not just about the coin, but the stories it carries, the sleepless nights spent poring over magnified images, the hushed conversations in coin shops, and the heart-pounding possibility that a single 2012 D nickel could unlock a secret the mint has kept hidden for over a decade. Some coins bear cryptic markings, like tiny scratches that form patterns under high magnification, hinting at a minter's secret signature or an intentional act obscured by time. Others show ghost-like impressions that seem to shift with the light, as if the coin is alive, guarding its origins. The collector world buzzes with tales of shocking discoveries, like the coin found in a Colorado gas station with a doubled reverse so pronounced it's been called the Phantom Monticello, or the specimen unearthed in an Idaho coin roll with a planchet so flawed it seemed to ripple under the surface, as if struck on molten metal. These findings have sparked wild theories, from government oversights that allowed experimental coins to slip into circulation to tales of a rogue minter sneaking unauthorized strikes past quality control, each theory more tantalizing than the last. The 2012 D nickel has become a symbol of the unknown, a tiny piece of metal that holds the power to unravel a mystery that's been simmering for over a decade, pulling collectors deeper into a world where every anomaly is a clue, every error a story, and every coin a potential key to a truth buried by bureaucracy or something far darker. The hunt continues, with each new discovery, a coin with a shadowed device, an off-metal strike, or an overstruck error so subtle it's barely visible, tightening the grip of this enigma, urging us to keep searching, to keep questioning, to keep chasing the possibility that somewhere, in a forgotten drawer, a dusty coin jar, or the change from a late-night coffee run, lies a 2012 D nickel that was never meant to exist. A relic of a moment when the U.S. Mint's veil of perfection slipped, revealing a world of chaos, ambition, and secrets that still waits to be uncovered, daring us to unravel its mysteries before they vanish forever into the shadows of history.